Alright fellas, welcome back to another episode of Very Important News. This is a series where we talk about the most pressing issues of the recent times. I will link the playlist below if you are new. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, blah blah blah, so you can be a part of the buzz every single time a new video goes live. And last but not least, you know the deal, watch the entire video, don't be a bitch. Now fellas, we've had at length discussions on this channel about the inequalities of men and women in the gaming space, whether it comes to streaming, YouTube, or whatnot. Right? It's no secret that if you're an attractive female, you're just naturally going to be more successful at these things, at least at a faster rate than your male counterparts would be. We've always said things to ourselves like, man, when's it going to be our time? When can we rise up? When is someone going to treat us the way that people treat them? Well, as I was browsing through stupid bullshit on the internet the other day, I came across this article here, and I just knew right off the rip that I had to share it with the fellas right here. And so without further ado, I want you to meet the feminist male escorts who are here to listen. These feminist male sex workers don't just satisfy women's libidos, they also celebrate body diversity and, shocker, will listen to ladies and be sympathetic to whatever troubles they're facing. Now dudes, hold up for a second here, okay? When you first read this headline in this paragraph here, it's gonna be pretty divisive, right? It's gonna be quite polarizing. You're not really gonna know what to think of it, right? Because when I first read this, my very first initial reaction was, this is so extremely stupid and cringe, and these dudes are calling themselves feminists, and they're saying, well, listen to women. Like, it was almost like simp level, right? It was some kind of weird subset of your typical online white knights or your simps or what have you, but there's a big difference between those guys and these guys here. These men are getting paid to have sex with women. These are male prostitutes, if you will, or let me use the ultra 2020 friendly term, male sex workers. So, you know, it's not like they're the same guys that are out there defending e-girls in their replies and mentions on Twitter and stuff like that, because those guys don't actually get any pussy. These guys do. If you're still not convinced, let's just continue on, okay? Maybe we could change your mind. Recently, in her research, sex historian Hallie Lieberman has noticed a growing niche of feminist-leaning male sex workers who are selling themselves as the ideal boyfriend in the 21st century in the Me Too era. Lieberman delves into the careers of Australia-based John, Canada-based Owen, and US-based Levi's work as high-end male prostitutes, speaking with the men and their clients about the services that they provide and how it differs from traditional female prostitution. Unlike much of the narrative on female sex work, male sex work is a job that requires emotional labor like good listening skills, she says. So fellas, this is where we have to decide here, right? I need to know from everybody in the comments below right now, what is your opinion on this take right here? Ready? There are two ways that this can go. Either these dudes are dead ass serious and they're actually trying to, you know, be nice guys, and they're super sensitive and they care so much about these women, or this is straight up just turning into one of the biggest finesses of all time. I think I'm gonna have to go with the latter, man, because I just can't imagine these words coming out of somebody's mouth and they mean it, and they're not memeing, and they're not trying to be ironic. I'm a male sex worker. I'm here. I'm a feminist. I will listen to you, and also you have to pay me to f you. Nah, dude, this gotta be a troll. This gotta be some kind of troll, and these men are out here doing God's work. You know, dudes, I want you to think about every single time you've seen these girls getting their asses kissed completely on the internet and in real life both, right? And you just think to yourself, must be nice, right? It just really must be nice to be you. You know, having the easiest life ever, being a hot girl. I mean, that's dead ass the dream, right? But we don't get to do that. We don't get to take advantage like that. And these brave men here are stepping up, and they're doing it, and they're up to the task for us, and they are representing us out there. Although Levi's rate is less than half of what many high-end female sex workers charge in San Francisco, which is $1,000 for a 2-hour date, $2,000 for a 6-hour date, and $3,500 for a 14-hour sleepover party, his services come with a money-back guarantee if a client doesn't have an orgasm. Wait a sec, hold on here. Is that a wage gap I see? Is this men making approximately 50 cents for every dollar a woman makes? I am extremely outraged by this. I don't know about you guys, but it is my opinion and my belief that we deserve equal pay for equal work. But this man here, this Levi, he's such a king. You know, he's willing to do it for half the pay. So that's just another W for him, I think, right? Also, he has a money back guarantee if she doesn't have an orgasm. Obviously, clearly, a master of his craft, very, very confident in what he does. When you're charging those types of rates, you know, thousands of dollars of your income on the line here, you can't afford to have a policy like that and not have it work out for you. So, you know, good for him here, man. You know, this is clearly some top-notch customer service going on with this guy. Here's the next guy here. His name is Owen. So Owen began doing part-time sex work after his wife died in a car wreck. What the fuck, dude? And charges new clients $728 for a 4-hour session. Most of his clients are busy professional women and single moms aged 25 to 55, as well as couples who hire him to have threesomes. Man, this man, dude, this man is wild, dude. His wife died in a car wreck. You know, we can't even make a joke about that. That's fucked up. That's really sad. But after his wife passes away, he realized that this was his true calling in life. What could cause you to have that epiphany where you just realize, like, that this is what you were meant to do? I don't know, man. Clearly, he was just, he was a chosen one in this scenario, right? It was just a message from God that came down, and you know, they say everything happens for a reason, so this is just what he ended up doing. This was his true calling in life. God, you know, some of you guys know I'm married, right? So if something, God forbid, were to happen to my wife, Jesus Christ, I can't even imagine it, but if something bad were to happen, she's coming back from the fucking grave to fucking whoop my ass, dude. If this is what I decide to do after she's gone, like, I'm in trouble, bro. I'm straight up in trouble. You're probably never gonna hear from me again, so I just can't believe he had the ball to actually go and start a business. He's a real entrepreneur, you know? He says, I'm not a Casanova by any stretch. The idea that I could offer something to women that they actually might like is still kind of funny to me. And then he says, my biggest fear is ever to come off as creepy. You know, again, man, these are unfair working conditions. When's the last time, fellas, that you heard a woman prostitute say that she was afraid of coming off as creepy? I mean, you know, society standards, man, us men are held to unrealistic expectations. It's just not fair, right? We got guys working for half the price of female equivalents, and then we got guys that have to be afraid of coming off as creepy. I mean, when is this gonna end, okay? When can we finally just be ourselves and be paid what we are actually worth? I think the only answer to it is that we just need to keep spreading awareness about this situation. So good for these guys for coming out, okay? So those are the first two, and then we got the last guy here, and his name is John. John, who stands 6'2", man, must be nice. I can't even imagine what that's like, and is a staunch feminist. I'm not sure how you could do this job and not consider yourself a feminist and be successful at it, he tells Lieberman, while noting that he doesn't overly market himself that way. All right, now wait a second, hold up. This one here, to me, in my opinion, fellas, this one's kind of suspect, right? So this guy is a staunch feminist. He claims the title. He's all about that equality, right? But then when he's interviewing about his job, he has to tell her that he doesn't overly market himself that way. So what's really going on with this one? Is this just a bunch of bullshit? This, I think, in my opinion, I think this is where the finesse is actually coming into play here. So it's very, very easy to tell anybody you're a feminist, and it's especially easy to just lie about it if you feel like it. I can't quite get the read on this one here, okay, right? He's either finessing them or he's finessing us. If he's finessing them, he's telling them he's a feminist, but then he has to say he doesn't overmarket himself that way because he's not actually a feminist and he doesn't do that in his actual everyday life. So in that case, he's just saying it in the interview to, you know, to attract more business, I guess. So that would be good, I guess. Or the other side of it would be is that he's finessing us and he's actually telling us through the interview that he's a feminist, even though he's not actually a feminist, and therefore that is the reason why he says he doesn't overly market himself that way. So if that's the case, he's just trolling us, right? And we're just sitting here getting mad saying, oh my God, how could you say that shit? When in reality, he's laughing all the way to the bank. This is some serious, potentially galaxy brain shit, right? I don't know. What do you guys think, right? Am I overanalyzing this? I mean, the dude goes around and fucks 25 to 55-year-old women for a job, right? You know, we're dealing with a mastermind here. So I don't know. I don't know if we could totally fall for this one. We're gonna have to leave it to the fellas in the comments. That's what it's gonna have to come down to. Kelly, one of the clients Lieberman speaks with, agrees, saying she feels that hiring a sex worker as a woman is very much a feminist act. Now, hold on a second, Chief. I'm not quite sure I'm following with that one. So the definition of feminism, according to Google, is the advocacy of women's rights on the basis of the equality of the sexes. Based on that definition, how do you arrive at the conclusion that hiring a male prostitute is a feminist act? It's not equality, right? Prostitution's not legal here in the US, so We can't hire prostitutes. How is it equal again? Or is this another case of the double standard that sometimes we see? I don't know. Other clients Lieberman speaks with are a 51-year-old government employee who wants to feel attractive again after her husband cheated on her, a former sex worker named Leslie, as well as Kelly, who is 40 and seeks out John because she has a growing list of things that I have been wanting to do, but no partner to do them with. See that, man? Look at this. This guy's such a nice guy. He's a hero, right? This poor woman, her husband cheated on her. She just wants to feel attractive again. John and his dick are there to answer the call of duty at any given point for her. And another nice lady who wants to try a bunch of weird shit and is afraid to say it to any partners she has in real life, so she's just gonna pay someone to do it. He's helping her out with her problem too. This man is a real problem solver. I think these guys deserve a Nobel Peace Prize, to be honest. They are out there representing us, and we should feel lucky to have them in our court, man. And you know, it says here at the end of the article, there's only 3,400 male sex workers in the US. So if any of you guys are out there and you can't get fucking laid or whatever your deal is, man, you might want to consider this as a career field before you go to college or do whatever you were planning on doing with your life, because there's not a whole lot of competition right now, but I'm willing to bet that there's going to be pretty soon. You know, it's kind of like doing YouTube, right? If you started early back in the day, then you're set right now, right? You've already cashed out. You're rich. If you're starting it nowadays, it's just gonna be a struggle. So the earlier you start, the better. I wish you the best of luck, gentlemen, if anybody out there decides to pursue this as their new career. Let me know how it is. I am married, so I can't do it myself, but believe me, I will be cheering you on from the sidelines. Anyway, dudes, that about wraps it up. Wild times, man. 2020 has been like the absolute craziest year so far. I can't wait to see what happens next. We'll be sure to bring you all the breaking news right here, but if you enjoyed the video, do not forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more awesome, amazing videos just like this. Turn on your goddamn notifications, blah, 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 so you can be a part of the buzz every single time a new video goes live. And follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Links are both down below, and I will see you dudes in the next video. Love you, bye.